part of the danger for us as believers, as Christians, is historically speaking, the church has always kind of followed fairly close behind of culture.
Yeah.
We like to think that, we are stoic, we are standing on the rock, we are not going to be shifted. But in a lot of cases, you look throughout history and, maybe culture was better and the church was better, but as culture started getting kind of more and more, progressive and drawing further away from the Bible, the church wasn't too far behind in a lot of cases. So things have been in some cases, things have been getting worse in Christianity, but that's because we're kind of following culture is what we tend to do, because that's what's easy to do,
You can only separate yourself so much from the cultural norms before you start to have severe backlash. It's very easy and very tempting to kind of let things erode slowly just to not separate yourself completely and alienate yourself from the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's what it could feel like.
And you have to be paying very close attention to notice even that it's changing.
Yeah.
Because, it'd be very easy to just, without even noticing, it's different now. I've changed how I do things. So it's pretty obvious that culture impacts believers, and it's changing how we do things as well, because the issues we face now, we wouldn't have, even
5 years ago.
Even 5 years ago on some things, we wouldn't have ever thought we would have had to deal with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess, it is definitely impacting us. But again, we kind of got to get back to the question of what do we do about it, right? In a culture that's increasingly less Christian, less focus on God and truth, how are we supposed to live? Which isn't, it's almost more, not really a rhetorical question. It's a hard question because there's not like a, here's why, or here's how, in some ways.
I feel like a lot of it is just stuff we already know. It's just like stand firm, center yourself in the Bible, stand on the rock, and it's just easy to say but hard to do. Don't let your mind be corrupted by the worldly, by culture.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of all know what to do, but it's not easy to do.
Right. I mean, you mentioned, I guess I've mentioned too already, standing on the rock is, we do have this example, and the example hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So even when culture is changing, we still have, we have the Rock of Ages. We have, the Father of Lights within, let's see, how does it go? Within whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. That's kind of our example is Jesus and God. They haven't changed. Some people might say they have. They haven't. They're still there. They're still who they are. And the Bible is still the same. Maybe you pick up a different translation. Maybe they change a little bit of the translations, but ultimately it's still there.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. Hey, thanks for watching. This clip came from an episode of our podcast, which we will have a link in the description below for you to watch the full thing, see more discussion about this topic and other topics.